My beloved, do you think it's an accident that you're hearing my voice right now? No. Heaven planned this moment long before you took your first breath. Here on Holy Voices, we share the whispers of eternity, the messages that change hearts and awaken destinies. If your soul is ready, stay with me, because what you're about to hear might be the very word your spirit has been waiting for. Every new subscriber is a victory. Be part of our 40,000 soul journey by subscribing to Holy Voices today. Do you know how it feels to have someone literally prod your energy to see how you'll respond? Your imagination isn't going crazy. Furthermore, it is most certainly not a coincidence. The cosmic grapevine has been spreading the word that you're incredibly psychic. And now, as if in a spiritual science experiment, they are testing your intuition. The details of what has been occurring to you, the reasons behind these people's total loss, and the implications for your journey as a chosen one will blow your mind. This is not merely a chance occurrence. You're functioning on a totally different level than everyone else around you, and this is cosmic confirmation of that. Let me tell you something first, though, that will alter your perception of your most recent encounters. Most people would consider what you've been going through to be completely impossible. Additionally, without your knowledge, those in your immediate vicinity have been surreptitiously testing your psychic talents. Your intuition has been put to the test by others around you in ways that would make a scientist envious. They're sitting there thinking certain things, sending you mental signals, projecting energy at you, and keeping a close eye on you to see whether you'll notice. And you know what always happens? Do you? You notice it. You answer. You respond. You demonstrate that what they believe to be impossible is actually taking place in front of them. This is the genuine thing that will put everything in its proper position. People have been blown away by your empathy to the point where they are no longer able to operate normally around you. They are observing you simply knowing things without any reasonable justification, no physical indications, and no logical explanation. They're testing your gifts in ways you probably weren't even aware were taking place, and now they're becoming interested and perhaps even a bit afraid. You're not the victim of some weird cosmic joke. All of this has a profoundly potent explanation, and it has to do with the energy striking the seventh house like a freight train. This indicates that people are frantically attempting to determine whether you can detect their lust, attraction, desires, and even their most intimate sexual thoughts without them speaking aloud. Take a moment to consider how intense that is. Some of these individuals no longer feel secure enough to think about themselves in your presence. In their own minds, they are extremely cautious because they intuitively know that you will discover whatever they are thinking about. Imagine being surrounded by individuals who are literally afraid to think about you because you are so perceptive, savvy, and in tune with the cosmic flow. You are currently functioning at that level. The testing takes place in the most covert, devious methods you can think of. It's possible that someone sitting across the room from you is wondering if they can truly read my thoughts. They'll come peek over here immediately if they're truly psychic. And you shift your head toward them like clockwork every single time. They are sitting there in pure, unadulterated shock, thinking, wait a minute. Hold up. Did that just actually happen? Are you kidding me right now? Or perhaps you are simply going about your daily business when all of a sudden you feel this strange, prickly energy that seems to be trying to reach your frequency or poke at your aura. It's possible that you'll roll your eyes, shake your head, smirk, or simply react naturally. And whoever is doing it is keeping a close eye on everything you do. They're blown away when you respond precisely as they anticipated. I believe they truly understood that, and they felt what I was doing, they are thinking. This is taking place as a result of people learning about your skills. People are discussing you behind your back, but not in a gossipy or unfavorable manner. That person just knows things, they say, and they're very intuitive, able to sense things that no one else can. There's something different about them. They want hard evidence that something unique is taking place there. They want to know whether the stories fit together, whether the rumors are real, and whether what they're hearing is accurate. They're using your energy in their own small experiments, which are part of their own psychic study programs. You are no longer being tested on an individual basis by these persons. They're putting you in groups, discussing your skills in detail, comparing notes on their interactions with you, and occasionally testing you all at once. A group of individuals discussing your psychic skills as they are lounging around, possibly at work, school, or simply hanging out. Someone then has the brilliant idea to say, "You know what? Let's all focus our energy on them at the same time. Let's all think about them right now and see what happens. Let's see if they can feel all of us thinking about them at once." You have undoubtedly experienced that shift, that instant when you feel like everyone is looking at you, thinking about you, and focusing on you all at once. When you felt like you were being watched, and the center of attention even though no one was actually looking at you, it was because they were all sending you energy at the same time, thinking about you at the same time, and watching to see how you would respond. You're not even attempting to prove anything to anyone, you're just being yourself, going about your day. And your innate intuitive abilities are so strong, so undeniable that people can't help but notice them. That's the crazy part, the part that's driving these people completely crazy. What makes you so dangerous to people's narrow worldview and so threatening to their cozy little bubble of reality is that you're simply existing and being your authentic self, and that authentic self is so powerful and magical that it speaks for itself. You're not trying to convince anyone of your gifts, and you're not putting on any sort of show or performance. You are simply living your truth, which is so evident, so unquestionable, and so starkly real that it compels people to reevaluate everything they believe to be true about reality, what is possible, and the nature of consciousness itself. You are not out here trying to convert anyone, forcing your beliefs on others, or trying to convince people that psychic phenomena exist. That's not everyday energy. That's chosen one energy, that's cosmic catalyst energy. If you want to make people question their entire belief system simply by existing, how powerful must you be? How magical must you be to break someone's worldview without even trying? This is spiritual revolutionary energy. Let's now discuss what's actually going on at a deeper level because it goes far beyond merely using parlor tricks to amuse people. You're actually assisting them in discovering their own souls, their spiritual potential, and their long-forgotten gifts. When people see your intuitive abilities in action, it ignites something deep within them that has been dormant, something that has been waiting to awaken. You're demonstrating to them that there's a whole other dimension of existence they didn't even know was possible, a whole other way of being human that they've been missing out on their entire lives. They are being forced to face the possibility that there is more to life than what their physical eyes can see, more to reality than what their hands can touch, and more to existence than what they can measure with their instruments. They begin to question their own beliefs about what is real and what is not, about what is possible and what is impossible. What do you really want? What does your soul truly crave? Do you want something that ignites your soul, makes you feel alive, or connects you to the magic of existence, or are you going to continue settling for dull, ordinary, soul-crushing experiences that leave you feeling empty and disconnected? This is where the real magic happens, where the real transformation starts. You're asking them this without even opening your mouth or saying a word. You're more than just a psychic, you're a spiritual awakening catalyst, a consciousness expansion trigger, and a gateway to higher levels of experience. You're demonstrating to others what it's like to know true magic, genuine wonder, and a genuine connection to the divine. After they've tasted what you have to offer, everything else begins to feel meaningless, phony, hollow, and empty. I'll give you a powerful analogy to help you see the full extent of your influence on people's lives. Your energy is like when someone believes they've been living life to the fullest, experiencing amazing things, and getting everything they could possibly want, only to have the real thing happen to them for the first time. The real article, the real experience, you know what I mean. They believed they had it all along, that they were living at the top, that they were enjoying the best life had to offer, but they had nothing near the real thing. They were living in a light imitation, a cheap knockoff, a watered-down version of what life could truly be. Your vibe does that to people. You show them what true magic feels like, what true connection looks like, and what true spiritual experience is all about. And now that they've experienced what you bring to the table, what you represent, and what you embody, everything else just feels hollow, empty, and meaningless. You literally broke them. You shattered their illusions about what life could be. Some people are experiencing such intense, overwhelming reactions to you because they are going through a spiritual awakening, and spiritual awakenings are messy, chaotic, overwhelming. Life-changing experiences. All of their surface-level experiences suddenly feel like cheap imitations, as if they have been living in black and white their entire lives and you just showed them color for the first time. They are experiencing what it's like to have their soul awakened from a deep sleep, and they are realizing that everything they used to enjoy, the shallow relationships, the meaningless distractions, the hollow pleasures, the soul-numbing routines, no longer satisfy them. They are unable to return to the way things were, they are unable to unsee what you have shown them, and they are unable to go back to the way things were. They say, "Wait a minute," and it's the most thrilling and terrible thing that has ever occurred to them. Wait. What the devil have I been doing with my life if this is what true magic feels like, what true connection looks like, and what true spiritual experience is all about? For what have I been making do? What have I been taking for granted? Spiritual traditions refer to what you're tapping into as the Merkaba energy. The vehicle of consciousness that links all aspects of existence is the divine light body. You can actually conjure magic out of thin air because you're vibrating at such a high frequency. Synchronizations can be displayed on command. Simply by being in your natural state, you can manipulate reality to your will. Being in your presence is like being a witness to a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. The harvest belongs to the sower. Plant your $50 seed into holy voices and prepare for your season of breakthrough. Like watching the northern lights dance across the sky, like witnessing a total solar eclipse, or like watching a comet pass by. People will remember the moments you create for the rest of their life. Experiences that fundamentally alter them. Experiences that completely alter their perception of what is feasible. You are more than just a human. A whole experience is you. A living example of magic. A walking gateway to more advanced levels of awareness. You move people's souls in ways they have never experienced before, much like soulful jazz music. Like a breathtaking sunset that leaves them speechless. Similar to a work of art that touches their soul. Everyone in your presence is changed by the frequency, vibration, and energy quality you bring. People are beginning to recognize that you are more than just a psychic, whether they are aware of it or not. Walking around in human form, you are the very essence of magic. Things that the rational mind would consider impossible come to pass because of you. Everywhere you go, you produce significant coincidences and synchronicity. Experiences that most people can only imagine are drawn to you. You are physically altering space and time by being who you are, bending reality with your presence. For this reason, the testing has become more frequent, more severe, and more desperate. People are attempting to determine whether what they are witnessing is real or merely a hallucination, whether it is all in their minds, or whether something truly supernatural is taking place. They are experimenting with your energy because they require tangible evidence that magic is real, that the impossible is achievable, and that reality is more complex than they have been taught. Simply by being yourself, simply by existing in your natural condition, and simply by living your truth without apology or compromise, you are providing them with that proof every single day. Additionally, the numbers support this, offering cosmic validation of the events taking place. It's likely that you've been seeing 555 everywhere. On car plates, clocks, receipts, and sporadic signage. The universe is verifying that significant changes are taking place. That you are causing individuals to change their viewpoints. That a new consciousness is emerging and the old way of thinking is fading. 222 and 33 may also be visible to you. These are affirmation numbers that let you know you're headed in the right direction, that your guides are helping you along the way, and that everything is going according to plan. The 222 indicates that you are in complete harmony with the mission of your soul and that your thoughts are fast manifesting. The number 333 is a sign that you are receiving the best possible guidance and support from the Ascended Masters. In your experience, the mirroring number 404 also appears. This is very important since it indicates that you are accurately reflecting back people's projections. When they put you to the test with their energy or thoughts, you're reflecting it back to them like a cosmic mirror. As well as indisputable evidence that the connection is genuine, telepathy is feasible, and consciousness can communicate with consciousness in both space and time. Not everyone is now managing this wake-up process well. Some people feel terrified, overwhelmed, and perplexed by their current situation. They are overanalyzing everything, attempting to push results, hurrying the process, and becoming irate when they are powerless over their circumstances. What if I'm wrong about this? What if I'm just imagining things? What if I walk up to them and say something about their psychic abilities and they think I'm completely crazy? What if everyone finds out I believe in this stuff and I'm completely off base? What if I'm just projecting my own desires and none of this is real, is one of the fears they're dealing with. People don't want to appear foolish, especially when it comes to something as contentious and stigmatized as psychic abilities. They fear ridicule, rejection, or being played for a fool. They are also concerned about what their friends and family will think if they begin discussing energy, intuition, and spiritual experiences. Whether they are ready, comfortable, or fit into their worldview, their souls are calling them toward this awakening. Once they have experienced what you have to offer, they cannot unsee what you have shown them, and they cannot return to their previous way of life. They can't unfeel what you've awakened in them. Some people are fighting against what's happening to them, trying to resist the change, being rigid and stubborn, clinging to their old beliefs and ways of thinking like a life raft in a storm, but their souls are pushing them to grow, change, and expand, and they're discovering that the things they once wanted and the experiences they once enjoyed no longer fulfill them. They are feeling the sensation of having their soul tell them, this is what you need. This is what will make you happy. Their ego responds, but I want that other thing, while their ego answers, this. I've always wanted what I have now. I desire things that are safe, cozy, and familiar. Additionally, they are learning that they cannot have both. They must decide whether to persist in outdated, unhelpful patterns or to follow the counsel of their spirit. Some people are experiencing severe internal struggle as a result of this. They are upset, perplexed, and frustrated because they can no longer achieve their goals the old-fashioned way. They are physically prevented by their soul from accepting crumbs when they could have the entire feast, from settling for less than they deserve. In reality, the testing activity is a kind of self-defense, an attempt to keep some control over an entirely uncontrollable circumstance. In order to make sense of what they're going through, these folks are attempting to comprehend you. They want to think you're authentic and that you have true skills. However, they are also afraid about how that will affect how they perceive the world. They put you to the test in an attempt to convince themselves that what they're seeing is merely coincidental, that you're somehow acting, or that there's a rational explanation. They are forced to face the reality that something truly supernatural is taking place each time you pass their exams, each time you correctly answer their mental projections, and each time you demonstrate that the impossible is attainable. They are both attempting to disprove you and fervently believing you are real, which produces an oddly intense dynamic. They hope that the magic is real. They are afraid of the consequences, yet they want to believe in something bigger than themselves. Frightened of the implications for all they believe to be true about life. Additionally, there is some old energy that is attempting to impede this process by drawing you back into previous dynamics and patterns. There may be individuals from your history who embody the old toxic energy, the manipulative kinds, who were obsessed with taking rather than giving and were only interested in fleeting pleasures. Some of you are making significant strides away from these relationships, according to what Spirit is telling me. People who are only physically attractive but lack depth, substance, and spiritual understanding no longer pique your interest. Right now, you're searching for that genuine connection, that soul-deep closeness, that true magic. You don't care about what other people have experienced in the neighborhood. The superficial relationships that make you feel empty and alienated, but you're moving past them now. People who are attractive but lack personality, who appear good but have nothing going on upstairs, or who are seductive but lack connection are no longer of interest to you. You're searching for true spiritual depth and substance, genuine magic, and genuine connection. The inner order of holy voices. I will never abandon you. I will never allow you to experience this enlightenment by yourself. I will never ignore your pain as if it were a sign of disdain. This goes beyond a rickroll. It's actually a lifeline. Too many of us have been banished for recognizing the truth, which is why I founded the Holy Voices Inner Order. Family expulsion, cult gaslighting, and unasked for gifts haunt us. We now get together once a week. Zoom Live. Genuine faces, genuine individuals, a psychic who used to be a CFO. A prophet who ran away from Mormonism. A healer who escaped the torture of rituals. The calls are indeed recorded. Thus, you can return to the field after being on the floor. We're not a meme. We are a miracle. And we will never abandon you. Join the inner order of holy voices. The description contains a link. People around you are becoming confused by the disparity between your past and present. They are asking why you are so choosy, selective, and difficult to please, since they see you turn down possibilities that others would kill for and reject things that other people would jump at. They fail to realize that you've encountered a degree of enchantment and connection that renders everything else seem like a cheesy copy. You can no longer accept substitutes after tasting the real thing. You cannot accept anything less than what your soul is urging you to have. Right now, you have a lot of love and support from your guides, who are guiding you through this time of change. They want you to know that you're not going through this alone and that you're being watched over and safeguarded at every turn. Some of you may be feeling self-conscious about your abilities, wondering if you're being too much, if people are tired of your intuitive insights, or if you should tone it down or hide your gifts. They're telling you, don't feel lonely. We're here with you. We've got your back. We're supporting you through this transformation. They also want you to know that you're not bothering them with your gifts, your questions, or your spiritual experiences. They love it when you dance, and by the way, they love it when you freely express yourself, move your body, and let the energy flow through you. Your guides are telling you that you are perfect just the way you are, that your gifts are needed, and that you are meant to shine brightly. They are encouraging you to embrace the joy that comes with your gifts, to celebrate your individuality, and to express yourself without holding back. You're not supposed to be serious and solemn all the time. Your gifts are designed to bring joy, wonder, and playfulness into the world. Your guides want you to embrace the playful energy that surrounds you. They're calling it naughty, and some of you understand exactly what that means. God multiplies what you release. Sow $20, $50, or $100 into holy voices and trust His increase. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 10. The people who are testing you are going through their own spiritual awakening process, and it's happening because of your influence, because of your presence in their lives. You're literally altering the course of people's souls simply by being yourself, simply by existing in your natural state of magic and wonder. You're meant to enjoy your abilities, to enjoy the magic, to celebrate the mystery. Your energy speaks for itself, and the right people will recognize your gifts without you having to prove yourself or say anything. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, perform or show off your skills for skeptics, or convince anyone that you're psychic or that your experiences are genuine. These individuals are unwittingly supplying evidence for the existence of psychic phenomena, establishing a case for the reality of telepathy, clairvoyance, and other intuitive abilities. In reality, the testing is a means of validation, a way of confirming that your abilities are real and your impact is undeniable. Your presence is so powerful, so transformative, so life-changing for those who encounter you because you are bridging the gap between the physical and spiritual worlds, demonstrating to people that reality is more than what their five senses can perceive, expanding their consciousness, opening their minds to new possibilities, and helping them remember abilities they have forgotten they possess. The testing phase is brief. Once people are convinced that your abilities are real, that you are the real deal, they will stop testing and begin learning. You are not just living your life, you are awakening humanity to its true potential. You are reminding people that we are all connected, that we all have access to intuitive wisdom, and that magic is real and available to anyone who opens their heart and mind to it. People will come to you with questions about spirituality, intuition, psychic development, and conscious living, and they will want to know how you do what you do, how you developed your gifts, and how they can develop their own intuitive abilities. Whether you intended it or not, you will find yourself in a teaching role. All of this is part of your soul's purpose, your cosmic mission, your reason for being here at this particular moment in human history, to be a catalyst for change, to help shift humanity's consciousness, to show that magic is possible in everyday life, and to become a guide for others who are starting their own awakening journey. They will be the ones telling others about your skills, sharing their experiences, and spreading the word about what's possible. They will be the ones who test you now and help you create a community of like-minded individuals who encourage each other's development. There is a greater movement going on in the world right now, and you are one of the pioneers leading the way, demonstrating to others what is possible. Your energy is generating ripple effects that go far beyond what you can see or measure. More and more people are remembering their psychic gifts, opening to higher dimensions of consciousness, and discovering their intuitive abilities. If you've been feeling people probing your energy, testing your skills, and trying to determine whether your gifts are genuine, know that this is confirmation that you're right where you should be. Every person you influence goes on to influence others, and the awakening spreads exponentially, touching lives in ways you won't even be aware of. Trust the process, trust your gifts, trust that everything is going exactly as it should, trust that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came here to do, and trust that the universe is helping you every step of the way as you complete the purpose of your soul. Beloved soul, if this message has spoken to your heart, don't let it end here. Click that like button so the light can spread to more people who need hope. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next word heaven has for you. And leave a comment below. I read every one, and I pray over them. Remember, faith grows when we share it, so share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Until we meet again, may God's peace cover you and His voice guide your every step.